Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Orlando Stewart back with another video. I hope you all enjoyed my video that I did on Casper Meets Wendy. On my Casper Meets Wendy VHS tape that I did a review on last night. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go watch it now. And don't forget to like my videos. If you dislike, you can like or dislike, it doesn't matter. I want to also wish a happy Father's Day to all fathers everywhere who are dedicated, hardworking, and the ones who also take care of their kids and are very loyal and very loving to their wives. And happy Father's Day to you all. Now, also today is a special day for a movie and it's my favorite one, and it's from the original Batman movie trilogy, and you guys know what it is, and it's this one right here that I got in my hand, and it's Batman Returns. Released it on June 19th on this day, 1992. Now, I didn't see the movie until well after I was born. I was born in 1993. Batman Returns came out in 92, just a year before I was born. But I did get to see it a year after I was born. The first movie was my introduction to the character and the comics. And when I saw the first movie, it became automatically my #1 favorite because for reasons I love how dark and gritty and how dark and gritty it was, and how the characters were the villains were so demonic, so sinister. I just loved how the Penguin, I remember being so terrified of Danny DeVito's Penguin, and I loved how Tim Burton did that. He really scared, excuse my language, but Tim Burton did a good job scaring the shit out of me. He did a good job scaring the shit out of me when I was a kid. When I saw Batman Returns back, when I first saw Batman Returns, and I remember being so terrified. Even the beginning where we see him, it was a very emotional part of the movie where we see his origin, how his parents were ashamed of how he looked it, and they had locked him up in this they had put him in a cage where he ends up killing the cat, the family cat in the beginning. His mom and his dad, his father and mother were so ashamed of him, they ended up putting him in a basket, and they put him in the river, which he ends up trapped. The basket ends up with the basket that has him, the Penguin has him in it, travels through the stream that leads to the sewer into the abandoned zoo, which he stayed there for most of his life, which he was taken care of by, and he was taken care of by penguins. And he considered himself not part of the outside world, pretty much, I think. And the whole plot of the movie, basically, Penguin wanted to kill every born child of Gotham. He wanted to kill every born child of Gotham. And a lot of people say the story plot is just so very demonic. Well, I actually like the story. I love how Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman was amazing, and I'm gonna say this: Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman was my first crush back in the day. Back in the day when I first saw Batman Returns, and she did an excellent job playing the character, and she reminded me so much of the one from the Catwoman from the comics, and how a lot of people say, that Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman was too over-sexualized. It, not to me, in my opinion. That's exactly how the character is in the comics. The way she is in the comics and the way Michelle Pfeiffer played the character in the movie, that's the way she is in the comics. She's not over-sexualized at all. I didn't see any of that in the movie. And I put her Catwoman up there with Julie Newmar's Catwoman. Her and Michelle Pfeiffer are the two best actresses, in my opinion, that played the character the best. Annie Hathaway, Halle Berry will never ever, and I swear, will never ever compare to Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman or Julie Newmar's, because they both did it the best. They both played the character the best. And Michael Keaton, once again, returning, playing the character, playing Bruce Wayne and Batman once again. He did an excellent job playing the character, and to this day, he's still my favorite Batman to this very day. And just everything about, even, the part where Selena Kyle gets knocked out of the window by Max Schreck as she was trying to go to the police to tell, she was going to go tell on Max Schreck, because she found out what he was doing. He was going to take all of Gotham's power supply and put it into a new plant that he was trying to build to suck all of Gotham's power away. And Max Schreck, in the beginning, he knocks Selena Kyle out the window, and she lands right on the ground and she's bleeding. But the cats somehow, end up reviving her, and she goes back to her apartment where she has a nervous breakdown. She's destroying everything in her apartment and everything, and just, I loved it, that scene, when I was a kid, and still do to this day. That just nervous breakdown, just, you can feel the emotions of the character and everything. You can just feel what she's going through and everything. I felt every moment of that. And now, I will admit, I used to be so scared of that scene. I used to be so scared of that part when I was a kid, but not anymore, because you can feel those emotions and everything, and what her origin, how she became Catwoman. And then my favorite part was where Batman, battles the Red Triangle Gang in the beginning. I mean, not in the beginning, but in the middle part of the movie, he battles the Triangle Gang, who's terrorizing Gotham once again and taking things out of, blowing up everything. And Batman just battles the Red Triangle Gang, which is led by the Penguin. And we see also the partnership that Max Schreck and him have. Penguin wants to kill every firstborn son of Gotham. Max Schreck wants to take all of Gotham's power supply for a power plant that he's, some type of company that he's trying to build or something. And just everything about the movie was just so unforgettable, and why it's become my favorite one after 23 years of when I first saw it back when I was young. And it's still my favorite Batman movie. And it was also, this movie also paved the way for the animated series. The first two movies paved the way for Batman the Animated Series, which has become an iconic incarnation, iconic incarnation of Batman, which debuted later on that same year as Batman Returns came out in 1992, in September of 92, when Batman the Animated Series debuted the same year. Everything about the movie was so memorable. Even the part where Batman is battling the Penguin, the final scene, just where Selena Kyle kills Max Schreck as she kisses him with the taser and she puts it in her mouth. But it was the ending even left me, had you questioning, did Catwoman survive? And she did survive in the end. But from what I heard, they were going to do a Catwoman movie after that, and it never happened. And I also heard that Billy D. Williams. Sorry about that. I can't talk today. Sorry about that. I also heard Billy D. Williams was supposed to make an appearance at the end as Two-Face, but they never showed him. And he was also supposed to be in Batman Forever, but you know the other part of that story, which I'm gonna get to. Everything about it, I just love how dark Tim Burton made it. You know, it was more darker. I consider that to be the more darker Batman movie out of the original trilogy than the first one. And I remember I had the toys from McDonald's. Well, I didn't get those until later on. I didn't get those until, well, after I was born. I had one of my brother had the toys from McDonald's. And I think I got the Kenner toys. I'd gotten one of the Batman Kenner toys from the Batman Returns line I used to have. And I had the Wayne Manor play set. I even had some of the toys from McDonald's and the cups. And I even had the Batmobile. I had every single toy out of the Batman Returns Kenner toy line. And man, I miss Kenner toys. They made the best Batman toys. And as you guys know, the story behind, there was a lot of controversy about Batman Begins because of how a lot of people, as you know, concerned parents were complaining about how they said it was too over-sexualized. Catwoman's character was too over-sexualized, which I disagree. Just like I said, I disagree with that. And how violent the movie was and how too dark and grimy it was. And that's what also, when McDonald's found out the movie was PG-13, they stopped selling the cups and the toys automatically altogether. And which that ended up leading Warner Brothers to making a more family-friendly Batman, which that we saw with Batman Forever, which Michael Keaton turned down eventually because he didn't like, you know, he didn't agree with, he didn't like the script because he felt like it was too, he didn't like the script. When he saw the script for Batman Forever, he rejected it. And from what I heard, he was offered a lot of money to come back to play Batman in Batman Forever, and he said no. He turned it down. And looking back at it now, I don't really blame him. You know, he refused to do it because Tim Burton wasn't involved. And that's Billy D. Williams was like really pissed off when he found out, you know, he was being replaced by Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face in Batman Forever. And you know, he had a contract. Well, a lot of people don't know, he actually had a long-term contract, from what I think that's what he had, to play as Two-Face, to keep him as Harvey Dent. That's what Warner Brothers, I believe, gave him. But they ended up terminating the contract, and they ended up giving his role to Tommy Lee Jones, which he did an excellent job. But I would have loved to see what would have happened if we still had Michael Keaton, Tim Burton doing another Batman movie. And you know, just everything about Batman Returns was so unforgettable. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. Some people don't like the movie because they felt like it was too as people will say, Tim Burton-ish, which I disagree. That's how Batman's supposed to be. He's supposed to be dark. And, you know, that's the way he's supposed to be. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoy me taking you guys down memory lane. Talking about the movie. And, don't forget to like my 90s page on Facebook, Classic Nerdy Nostalgia, which is the same name as my 90s page. And be sure to subscribe, like my videos. You can like or dislike my videos, it doesn't matter. Remember to live life, live nostalgia. Peace. I'm out.